Hey guys. Woo! I'm excited to be with you guys today. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do it. Brian and I ended up with a case of what I'm thinking was food poisoning. Still not 1,000% today, but doing so much better than we were over the last 2 days. But we are here. I'm excited to share with you some fun stuff. I do want to give you a heads up if you hear kids in the background. My grandbabies are here, and she did not want me coming in here and working today, so she might pop in. We'll see what happens. We're just going to roll with it because it's just family the way it is. So as you come in, say hello, tell me where you're from, what state, what country. That has been really exciting to see how far the classes are going, so that makes my heart happy. And then tell me what you're oiling up with. Like, what are you using in your diffuser and what are you putting on you right now? My granddaughter put in my diffuser jasmine. She smelled it and said it smelled like grandma. Is that so sweet? So I got jasmine going in my diffuser, and then I'm putting on some clarity. Clarity always helps so that my brain focuses. I've got all of these notes, and I try to get it done in a timely manner, so I'm respecting all of your time. So I'm throwing on some clarity, and I think I want to top that with some energy, and get this going on. So I think this is the first time I've ever done this particular class online. I typically do this, like one-on-ones or when I'm in a group of people so that you can really see what we're doing. And I posted in the event page this chart right here. This is the hand chart that we're going to be going off of. You can go in the event page and grab it. You can also go to Shannon Hudson. Oh, what is it called? What is my website? What is my website? Shannon Hudson YL. Oh my goodness. That is not a good sign of things to come. ShannonHudsonYL.com. Go under handouts. It'll be the top one in there. And it has this chart, and you're going to notice this one has my contact information on there because I wanted to give you guys an example of how I use them when I'm doing a one-on-one or I'm at an expo or a fair. I've got new people coming up, and I schedule one-on-one reflexology acupressure session. So this is what I use. It's also what I leave with them, and it's got all my info so they can go order the kit that we're talking about. It's got my website, all my contact stuff, so that I can help people get started. I think it's easier, but I made 2 of them. When you go to the website, you're going to see that one with my contact info, just to give you an example, and then you're also going to see a blank one that doesn't have anything in that, so you can download that, put your contact information, and use those, because this is such a fantastic tool. And the first thing I want you to know is there is you don't have to be a certified, you don't have to go to school for this. This is basic self-care, and I really want to express that that's what this is all about. Young living in general is about you and self-care. It's about taking care of you. And one of the powerful things with the hand acupressure stuff that we're going to do today is this is something that you can do in a couple of minutes a day to take care of you. It is using your body and taking just that few minutes and giving a little TLC. So there is a difference, so between acupressure and reflexology. And technically, we're not doing either of those today. We are doing self-care, a self-reflexology situation, or acupressure, whatever you want to call it. But there's a difference between the two in general. So acupressure is from traditional Chinese medicine, been used for thousands of years, and they find meridians throughout the body, from the feet to the ears, your spinal cord, your hands, but then acupressure actually does other places too. So they find points all over the body. And then there's acupuncture, which is a step harder. So acupuncture is using teeny tiny little needles, and acupressure is using pressure, and that's what's getting the meridians to open. So they're all about opening and clearing all that so the body functions. And they usually, in traditional Chinese medicine, they do the acupuncture or pressure, but they include it with nutrition and herbs and supplements and a whole host of things to work from the top of your body to the bottom of your feet, every single organ. And then you have reflexology, which actually comes from Egypt. There's hieroglyphs showing them doing reflexology, and then it was kind of a lost science. And then in the 1900s, it started coming back into use. and that's talking about different places on your body for different organs, but it's more orderly. Where acupuncture, acupressure is meridians everywhere. And there's tons of science behind it. Like this is, I hear people go, "Oh, that's woo-woo weirdness." Nah, it's just science now, y'all. We need to accept that our bodies are just amazing, just amazing. And with reflexology, it's more orderly. So it's basically starting from the top of the hand down, and you'll see all the organs. We'll talk about how those work together. So it is different, but all of them are, first of all, touch. So there is healing in touch on its own. A massage by your significant other, there is healing in that touch. Going and having somebody who, that is their practice, that is their skill set, giving you a full body massage or a partial massage, there is healing in that, just physical touch. Hugs, there is healing in hugs. Like we were designed and created we've got receptors all over. And that touch, that's huge. It's so important. It's a part of that self-care. There is healing in meditation, just getting quiet and quieting our mind, quieting our thoughts, and giving our brain just a minute to be able to chill out. There's healing in that. There's healing in music. We talked about that at the conference, how having music that really gets you going and it gets your heart pumping and you're excited and you're feeling it. You know when you got that groove going on and you're just feeling it. There's healing in that. Like your body kicks out more dopamine, it kicks out more serotonin, all of these great neurotransmitters. So there's healing in that. There's healing in aromatherapy, the quiet, the balance that you get, the overall comfort that you get in aromatherapy, just breathing in those beautiful oils. There's power in all of these different things. And what we're doing when we're talking about bringing the science of thousands of years of traditional Chinese medicine and the Egypt and what they did with reflexology, and then again back in the 1900s. And please know, this is still being studied. Like University of Michigan is running multiple tests now that they're doing in their, oh my gosh, where are they doing it for? Women going through breast cancer and chemo and radiation, and using reflexology to be able to help them with some of the symptoms and some of the processes of feeling better. So this isn't one of those weird things. But also know there's a difference between going to a practitioner who this is their skill set. Like they went to school for this stuff. This is their heart. This is their gifting. And what you're going to be doing for yourself. What we're doing for ourselves is self-help, reflexology, acupressure, however you want to do it. Both of them work with movement and pressure. So like one of the things you can do is get a golf ball, and you can intertwine your fingers together, and you can take that golf ball and just rub it between the palms of your hand, because we have so many pressure points on our hands, so many pressure points. Literally, if you look at your hands, it is hitting every single organ, every single spot on your body runs through your hands. It also runs through your feet, runs through your spinal column. We've even got them on our ears. All of these great pressure points. And today we're just going to focus on our hands. Super simple. And we're going to focus on the basic oil. So if you were to get one of our starter kits, like our desert diffuser, our diffuser kit, it's a starter bundle, comes with amazing sets of oils. Then we're just going to talk about those and combining them into the reflexology. So all these different spots. So what I would do with a brand new person or somebody that won a free session where we're going to sit down and go over theirs, so it's personalized. What I would do is I would hold this chart up right here, and I would say, okay, so let's talk about what you are the most concerned about. Like when you look on here, are you most concerned about your brain? Are you most concerned about your kidney, your bladder, your colon, your stomach? Like what are you thinking about? So that they can just look at the chart themselves and they can say, this is what I am concerned about. So I'm going to ask you, what's the area you're thinking about? What's the area that you need a little TLC? Like, do you have issues being able to get to sleep? Like you're dealing with insomnia, you can't get to sleep, or when you get to sleep, you can't stay asleep. Well, that would be where we would want to go through our pineal gland. And the pineal gland, if you have your chart, is right here on your thumb. It's right here. Like if you were to look at your own little thumb, you're going to see the swirls, and right in the center of the swirls on your thumb, That's where your pineal gland is. And your pineal gland is about melatonin, it's about the daylight, nighttime, all of that different stuff. That's right there. So what you can do is you can first, I'm going to show you the pressure. So there's a couple things you can do. You can just straight up put pressure and hold for 45 seconds. And then release. And then hold for 45 seconds. But what I like to do, and something Gary Young used to teach us on the raindrops, is something called Vitaflex. And this is just where you're giving pressure in a rhythmic manner by taking your fingers. So you can do the Vitaflex. People think it's all about the back and the feet. But y'all, we can Vitaflex anywhere on our body. And I want you to think about that with your hands. So you can take this little thumb right here, and Vitaflex is literally flat fingers up on your tip and then down on your nail, back up and then back down. So it's just forward. It's 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just forward and backward. And that's giving that pressure. I don't know if you can see, I got little nail marks because my nails are a little too long. You haven't done raindrops in a minute. But all you're going to do is right here on your pineal gland, on that point, you're just going to take one finger, flat, up on the tip of your nail, down onto your nail bed. Let's see if you can see. Back on the tip, and then back down. So I'm just rubbing it forward. I'm going to come from the bottom and do the same thing, rubbing it forward. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side because my pineal is right here. So what I can do to like maximize this, give it a little extra love, is I can grab something like our lavender. It comes in that kit we just talked about. And I can take that lavender and I can do a couple of things. I can just take it and put it directly on my thumbs, and I can take and I can press that 45 seconds and come up. And I can do 45 seconds and come up. I can also Vitaflex that in. Use that finger, pump that in there, because lavender helps us to quiet down. It's when you can diffuse in your room. It's going to help you to be able to get into that restful sleep. So what I like to say is it helps to quiet my mind. I don't know about you, but I am perpetually making lists, and I'll lay down tired and ready for sleep. And what happens when I partner that with my lavender, or things like our cedarwood. Cedarwood's a great one to do the same thing. Or rutavala. Those don't come in that kit, but they're phenomenal for just quieting that. You could also take something like our peace and calming. So maybe it is time to get ready for bed, or maybe your littles are supposed to be getting ready for bed. You can grab your peace and calming and do the same thing. So you can take that and hold and out. So if you're helping your littles do it, you can use your thumb on their thumb, or you can teach them to self-soothe. How powerful is it knowing that right here in my hands, I can hit all the things? So if I need to get that brain quiet, or you know what, you're anxious during the day and there's 1,000 thoughts going through your head, you can take your peace and calming and your thumbs, or maybe you're talking to somebody that's getting on your nerves. You can be doing your thumbs and they won't even know what you're doing. So you can take your own fingers and you can press. And that's all pineal. It's also your pituitary is in that area. So those are some of the things you can do to get into that quiet state. And those are some of the products that you can use to help partner, like to magnify the whole process. I gotta check to make sure anybody else is on. I don't see anybody. Oh, I hope I'm not alone. Oh my goodness. If I'm alone, I guess I'm doing it again. So then you can also, like, let's say, everybody, we're coming out of the cold and flu and head stuff season. All of those, when you look on here, your sinuses, they're going to go up through here. So these little divots right here, this is where you have that going on. And each chart is a tiny bit different, but here's what you can do. This is the most simple way. So you can take just some peppermint, because peppermint, you know, when you deep breathe peppermint, it helps, right? Sometimes you get a runny nose right after using peppermint. So I didn't show you. Let me show you. So I took my peppermint and I put it all over my hands, because we're going to do some stuff with our thumbs. Our thumbs, oh Lord. So we're going to do some stuff with our fingers. So if you and I were sitting across from each other, I would hand you the bottle and I would show you on my hands, but I would have you doing it on your hands. Because again, even with our young ones, if we can teach them how to take care of themselves, how to give that self-care, it's powerful. So I don't put this on people. I let them do it. So one of the things you can do, I have peppermint all over. See how they're all shiny? So you can take from the very top of the finger and you're going to press down and do that 10 to 20 times on each finger. So I'm coming down. I'm going to do that 20 times on this one. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do it 20 times on this one. And I'm pressing. So this isn't painful. I'm telling you, reflexology, pain, or whatever the gains take pain, whatever that saying is, that is not true when it comes to reflexology. It should not hurt. It should not cause you pain. We'll talk about more of that when we're talking about your back and what we can do on your hands for your back, y'all. But you're just going to come down each and every finger, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other hand. And that right there is hitting all of the sinus area. And sometimes you'll notice, I actually just noticed I'm sniffing. And I'm not even stuffed up, y'all. This is just the power of working with your body's own system. And again, 10 to 20 times. And this isn't something you have to do constantly. This is something you can do for 2 or 3 minutes, twice a day, every other day, depending on what you have going on. And then I rubbed it all in, because remember, every single cell, every single organ. And then you can take your fingers, and we're going to Vitaflex right at the base of your fingers. And you're going to do that. And now remember, that's down, up, flat, up, down. And I'm just going to do that all the way across. I'm going to do that a couple of times. And then you can come from the other direction, right? So I'm wanting to make sure I'm hitting all those points. Then I'm going to switch. I'm going to do it on the other hand. Same thing. And notice I'm sliding along and hitting all the way across and then all the way across. And you can do that with your peppermint. You could grab our Raven. Raven would be phenomenal to be able to use with that. That's another oil that is just so supportive. And it's one that is a beautiful aroma when you breathe it in. It's got your eucalyptuses. It's just beautiful. And again, you can use that with your peppermint. You could use it in place of your peppermint. You could grab Eucalyptus globulus. That's a great one. Eucalyptus radiata. You could use thieves. Another cool thing you can do. I can't believe I didn't show you this first. I usually do. So we have roll-ons. They're oils that come in a roll-on, and you can take your thieves, and this is where you can get more directed. So when you look on here, let's see, what can we go to? We're going to go to your lungs. Actually, we're going to do the throat because it's a more narrow. So when you look on your hand chart, see right here where that yellow is, that little space right there. Ooh, wrong way, right there. That's where the throat is. So that is in this area right here. So I can direct my thieves and spin. So I'm pushing in and I'm spinning. Pushing in, because that's giving that pressure we're talking about. You can also pump. See how when I'm pumping, it's actually moving my fingers side to side. I'm pumping in this area. And again, 10 to 20 times, doesn't have to be huge, just pumping. And you can do that with any of the roll-ons that we have. You can actually put a roll-on on any of these oils. So you get, actually in that kit we just talked about, you will get a couple of roll-on lids that you can put right on top of any of those oils. So if you're in love with the lavender and you're using it every night, you want to make sure you're getting that pineal, you can put a roll-on and it's going to hit that. I want to show you another. So in this area, you have got your esophagus, you have got your throat, you have got, what else is right in there? Esophagus, throat, thyroid, because thyroid comes down and around. So you can take both of your hands together and you can, do you see me pumping? I don't know if y'all can even see it, but it's gentle pumping. I'm literally hitting both hands, and then so right now, see, I'm up by my thumb and I'm rotating it around because I'm wanting to hit that whole area. And you can also press and up. So press and up, press and up. So it's any motion that's going to give that pressure and release. Pressure and release, whether it is the Vitaflex that you're doing, whether it is actual holding, however you want to do it. And you get to choose. You get to look on here and go, okay, this is what I need to work on right now. So let's say you've got kidney and bladder issues. You know, that's something you've been dealing with. You'll notice that's right here in both hands. So it's right here, almost exactly center is where your kidneys are. And then it trails down over here to bladder. Kidneys and bladder, kidneys and bladder. So you can do that pressing. You can also do that Vitaflex, or you could use something like Deep Relief or any other roll-on that we have. and you can literally circle the area. It's a pumping, it's moving that around, it's cleaning it, and then you would roll down. So you're over here on the bladder. So kidney and bladder. And okay, so like I just did that. And as I was doing it, it felt a little bit sensitive. So it didn't hurt, but I felt it. Where when I was doing this, I don't feel nothing. So over here, that tells me maybe there's a little blockage and I need to give it a little more TLC. So probably for the next few days, I will make sure that I'm doing a little more attention in that bladder area, because who knows what's happening? I don't know. You don't know. The beautiful thing is you can work it through your hands and you don't have to know, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other hand, just because it was sore. I want to make sure that I'm opening it on both sides. So I'm coming over here, and it's just a little bit of pressure, starting in the kidney, back down to the bladder, and rolling that around. So probably over the next few days, I will do more with that, and I will do some of the thumb pumping, and I'll probably do some of the Vitaflexing. So you want to do something that feels comfortable for you, something that you're like, okay, I can do this without, you know, every time a commercial comes on, as long as that's sensitive, I will probably do a little more TLC in that area. I'll probably ramp up something like my K&B as well. That's kidney and bladder support. It's a supplement that we have. And just to give a little TLC. It could be because I did something and I stretched my thumb. I don't know. But why not do the others? It's not going to hurt anything to be able to do that. Another one that I would probably use would be something like my Copaiba. That's one that I could rub on there. I can rub on things like our lemon. Now this one you'll notice is a different color. This is one of our Vitality. It means we can eat this one. That's our lemon Vitality. So I can put it in a cup, but I can also use just lemon and put that directly on my hand. So lots of different options of things you can do. I want to go on here and show you one of the big ones, because I know all of us, well actually there's two I want to make sure I know I'm almost at the halfway mark, y'all. So I want you to see here, first of all, from the outside of your thumb down, see this blue area? This is your spine. Whew. This is your spine. So if you're dealing with stuff on your back, it's hard to reach our back. It's hard to get back there and give TLC, but you could take something like our Deep Relief and you can pump it. So you can start right up in here and you can go side to side, or you can do the pumping, or I could draw along the whole thing, give myself something to work with, and then I can take my fingers and I can Vitaflex my spine on my hand. Y'all, this is huge. A lot of people, when they're doing this, they'll do this 10, 20 times down their spine, and they will immediately be able to, like, I feel so much looser, I have more energy, and they feel good very quickly because that meridian, you're hitting that pressure point. So it's just like if I were going to work on my hip. So your hip is on this side, and I could take that Deep Relief or my Copaiba, peppermint, wintergreen, our Cool Azul for as far as that goes, and I can take that and I can massage that right in this area and give my hip some TLC. Another thing you can do, so we have an oil called Digize. And Digize, the one that comes in that kit is a white one. It's a Vitality, so it's one you can eat, but you can take Digize and put it all over your palm. Rub it together, and then I'm going to have you Vitaflex from the bottom, woo, all the way up, and then go to the side. You know why? Because your descending colon, your ascending colon, your stomach, your pancreas, everything to do from your mouth to your anus, that whole gut is all in here. So while I was dealing with that food poisoning, there was some actions going on both ends. It was not comfortable. I know better out than in, but Lord, the cramping and stuff. And so I was doing that Vitaflex across the whole thing because I wasn't sure whether it was in the stomach anymore. I wasn't sure whether it had gone down into my gut. You know, I didn't know what was going on. All I knew is it needed some TLC. So I just up one hand, Vitaflex, and the other hand, can you hear my granddaughter crying? She doesn't want to leave. She loves being at Gigi's house. And go all the way across. And you can do that. And then this is, it's a pump. So you interlace your fingers so that your hands are touching. And you pump. You're just pumping. You're just pumping. Giving that extra TLC. There's a reason why we need to be so careful with our hands and, you know, hitting people, slapping people. the fast, the anger. We hold all that. It's every single organ. So our hands should be loving, our hands should be gentle, and we should take the time to give that to ourselves. The last one I want to point out real quick. So y'all can go through the chart. Like this is on my website, Shannon Hudson YL. You can look on here and you can pull it up. But I want to talk about these spots right here. These spots are about fertility and hormones. So you literally, one finger here, and you are hitting on ovaries, testes, your whole fertility, PMS, menopause, all the things. This is the pressure point. So you can do a couple of easy things. One, you can just grab and you can twist back and forth. So my pressure here is putting pressure on these two spots, right? And it's on both sides. You got both sides going on. And this is male or female. You're going to go for the same spots. And do you see the pumping that I got going on here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going back and forth. I'm just pumping. And there's some great things you can do. So along the spine, you could have used Valor. Valor is like our courage. This is that courage in a bottle. And you can take that Valor, use it along the spine. You can use it all over the gut itself. Valor is one of those very, very kind and loving ones. And when you're talking about these pressure points right here, you can use Valor in this area. You can also use our, where did it go? My baby. No? Here we go. No, that's abundance. Do I not have frankincense in here? Y'all, so frankincense is another one that comes with it. And frankincense is wonderful to use in these areas right here. Man, you could do things like our blue spruce, our goldenrod. Women, you can use things like our clary sage, our progescence plus. Those are great ones just to add that extra oomph that you need when you're taking care of yourself. So those are all the quick ones. Again, there's more to it. Again, somebody that has gone to school for it, they're going to have more skills. And I'm sure there's some of you going, oh, Shannon, you are so missing. And there's so many pieces I missed. You're right. This was a 30-minute conversation to tell you that you deserve to take care of you. You deserve to give yourself a little TLC. Like when you look on here, tell me in the comments, what's your area that you know you got to focus on? Like, what is the stuff that you're focusing on? What are the oils that you already use to focus on those areas? How does it magnify it? What has been your experience? Like, tell me the things, because maybe I know, but other people that are watching the video, they might not know. So you sharing what you've done and how you've used things, it might really help them out. And if you are not already in Young Living and you don't have your own oils, I want you to know there's a huge difference in the quality of oils. So when we're talking about all of this stuff and magnifying that purpose, I need you to know that Young Living essential oils, they are unique. They are high frequency of the chemicals. This, y'all, it's just a whole nother class on your own. Just need you to know it's amazing. So get back with whoever shared this video with you. Give them a shout out. Be like, dude, I need some oils. I want to do this. If you're not already in Young Living and nobody sent it, you found it on your own, send me a private message. I'd be happy to help you to be able to figure out where you need to get started and what you can do. There's so many different options, and we will be back. I'm on almost every day this week. Tomorrow we are going in depth on Rahimogen. Rahimogen is a tincture that is amazing for cleansing and just doing so many good things for the body. All right, you guys, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye, and we will talk to you the next time we are out and about. Please share and tell other people there's options, peeps.